We are going to be going over hatching techniques. So yesterday we went over elements and principles of art. So we talked about line, shape, form, value, and got a basic idea of what all of those are. We'll have a review of 2 of those today. Today we're going to be going over 3 basic techniques and also watching a few videos. So right here are all the materials we're going to be needing. We're going to start out with a quick little questionnaire for you guys. So I'll hand out a worksheet. If you guys can answer any of them, do your best to answer those. And if you cannot answer them, the answers are going to be on the PowerPoint that we walk through. After the PowerPoint, you guys are going to be broken up into groups so that we will talk about different shading techniques. Some of you will be watching videos and working on a worksheet at each station. After that, we'll be going over quizzes so you guys can kind of show me what you learned today. So I'm going to have you guys actually do this yet because I didn't want to. So clear items. All right.
An extra.
An extra.
Yeah,
I gave you guys lots of extras.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll give you your extra. See what you can do.
Oh, you do this now?
Yeah, so go ahead and do that now. I'll give you a few minutes. Just answer it to the best of your ability. All right, guys, start to round up on the last few questions, and then pencils down. All right, go ahead and finish up, and pencils down, please. And you just finished that last one? Yeah. Okay. All right, so what our objective for today is that you guys are going to be able to demonstrate your understanding of 3 basic shading techniques. Now, on that worksheet that we're going to go over again with this PowerPoint is 3 or 2 on their different examples. So on here, it talks about cross-hatching. Now, does someone want to tell me what they think cross-hatching could be?
Like draw lines this way and you like draw lines that way.
Draw lines this way, draw lines that way. So it creates kind of an X.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So what about stippling? Someone want to tell me stippling? Sure.
Like dots and lines.
Yep, so dots. So perfect. Cross-hatching is this middle example up here. So it's a lot of perpendicular lines. Right here, we've got stippling, so lots of dots. So this could be either like jabbing your pencil and making a lot of this sound, or you can draw circles. So those are 2 ways of doing stippling. This one up here is a simplified version of cross-hatching. It's just called hatching. It's just parallel lines. So what we're going to talk about first is value. These little pieces right here, Nate, can you put your pencil down for me? Thank you. Well, these little things right here, these are called gradation scales or value scales. What it means is that you're going to be going from white all the way to black. So there's multiple steps here that go from the white of the paper to the darkest value that you can create with your pencil. So our objectives, you guys are going to know what value is, what texture is, what is hatching, what is cross-hatching, and how to apply shading techniques. And that hatching should actually be stippling. That was my bad on there. So it'll be cross-hatching and stippling that we're going over today. All right, here is value. So if you guys got value incorrect on your definition, the definition for it is how light or dark an object appears to be. So that could be the gray of the computers or the white of the back of the Google screen. So how light or dark an object appears to be. Yep, go ahead and write that on your piece of paper. Okay, texture. Texture is the surface quality or feel of an object. So can somebody give me an example of a texture?
Would like the feathers of a bird be like the texture?
Feathers of a bird would be texture. Hair would be texture. Your clothes are texture, so whether it's cotton or leather or some other kind of material. So right here you can see all of these different textures demonstrated on a cylinder. So you've got the bark of a tree, you've got stone, you've got some kind of prickly, maybe pine or pineapple leaves, brick, rope. All of those have textures, anything you can feel with your hands. So the first example that we're going to go over is cross-hatching. So if you were able to draw this, but you don't have a definition, cross-hatching creates value by using intersecting strokes or perpendicular lines, so it creates a lot of X's. Make sure you have that intersecting strokes or perpendicular as keywords somewhere in that definition.
Intersecting strokes or perpendicular.
Or perpendicular, both of them will work. Okay, so the next technique, stippling. This is lots of dots, or using varying sizes and values of circles and dots. So on here we have this lovely ice cream cone or waffle cone and ice cream. You can see that by having no dots right here where those ridges are located, it creates a highlight or very bright value. But where there's lots and lots of dots, like right in here, it creates a shadow, so a darker value. It makes it look three-dimensional. So stippling is using lots of dots. So some things to remember as we're going through today. This is going to talk a little bit about that fifth question on there, stroke frequency, and number 6. Things that you need to remember are the pressure of your pencil. So the harder that you push with your pencil, the darker that value is going to be. The lighter that you push with your pencil, and Randy, I see you're working with a pen. If you're using a pen, it's the same thing. The harder the pressure, the darker the value. Lighter the pressure, the lighter the lines. If you're doing stroke frequency, that is that high density on that waffle cone created that dark, dark shadow inside of the cone. And having very few dots, so very far apart details, create that lighter value. By applying different kinds of values or different techniques with these shading techniques, you're able to create that texture. So working with those dots and varying how they move on that cone will create that kind of waffle cone texture. If you're wanting to create something a little smoother, you might work with some of those hatching or cross-hatching lines. Okay, so what we're going to be doing is breaking up into groups. And since we have 3 tables, I'm going to let you guys decide where we're going. There's 3 different groups. You're going to be working with cross-hatching, stippling, or watching a video. These groups are going to rotate through. So we're gonna have 10 minutes for each, technically like 10 minutes and then 2 for the second round. But you guys get to decide, so you wanna pick first? What you get? Okay. Pick the middle one. Alright, so what do you guys have? Video station. Cross-hatching and stippling. Okay, so what we're gonna do is, guys, videos, I'm gonna have you guys over in this corner over here so that these guys have a lot more space to work. So if you have headphones, go ahead and bring them. Matt, if you guys want to borrow mine again, they're behind Hannah on the bench.
Alright, thanks.
Alright, so for those of you who are working back here, I'm gonna grab you guys your worksheets. So
Like, was it? I don't know why they did
Okay, so guys, before we start, I want to show you an example now. If you want to see what
Are we in the week two or can we get started?
you guys are going to get a worksheet.
Oh, okay.
So I just want to give you guys this little example. I have a worksheet that is 2 different students. So student 1 is on page 1, student 2 is on page 2 back here. If you want to see them, they're up here online also. So student 1 is a student that has a little bit messier handwriting. If you go outside the lines when you guys are working on the value scale or the sphere, so the value scale is going from light to dark or dark to light, and that sphere is making a circle into a 3-dimensional form. You go outside those lines, that's absolutely fine, because if you're using a pencil, you can easily erase the outside of it. So Randy, if you want a pencil, we'll figure something out. Student 2 was very keen on staying inside the lines, so if that is something that you want to kind of use as a reference, that's okay. But these are examples. If you finish early, you have 2 choices. You can either create your own, so you guys who are watching the video will see lots of examples. If you guys can kind of improvise on your own, or you can come up to me and get a very randomized shape and create something that's 3-dimensional. So I have shapes drawn on here, and you'll turn it into a 3-dimensional form. Are you guys ready to start? Yes. Okay. All right, so for those of you who are doing stippling and cross-hatching, and this needs 3. That should be 2. Go. There it is. Thank you very much. So this has examples of definitions on it. So go ahead and find your sections. So stippling sounds like that. And you guys can work on that together, and we'll give you guys note sheets. You guys got cross-section. All right, I'll take it. Go.
Do you want to do the value spell on the sphere? Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna do this chain. Yeah, I'm gonna do this bad. It's fun. Yeah.
I don't have any speakers on here, but if you're HDMI, I should play through the TV. So I can turn the volume. That's upper right one. It's not actually so.
It's really easy. Are you on 7? Yeah, I was gonna say, so you probably we can have so. Miss G, can you come check?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Alright. It's looking good. See if they can bring a few more dark areas up to higher.
Why?
Hmm?
Why?
So that way it has that shadow, so your light source is very close to it.
Yeah.
Right here. So if we have. Right, so. Turning your flashlight on your phone.
Maybe, I don't know.
Okay, so go ahead and shine that light. So if we're looking right here, is there really a bright shadow or a really dark shadow? Okay, so we want to try and make sure that dark shadow shows up.
Yeah, we finished it.
Okay, all right, so did you go through this?
Sure. So it's 1, 2, 3, good.
Yeah, so do those 1, 2, 3 from there. And yeah, that question right there, give you all those different names for it. And guys, done those 3 questions. That one. Or you
Yeah, so if we have any questions on back.
Wow.
So the question, so that's on paper.
Yeah, there's a couple of questions on that. And then user
And if you want to make them smaller, smaller, and then all it is just for some resources. So we have this and that's come around.
Hold up. Just a class.
Okay, I'm gonna cut you guys off because we got some time left, but I want to give you enough time to do the rest of our stuff. So what we're going to be doing now is I'm going to pass out these questions, and I just want you guys as a group to take 1 or 2. So I just grab 1 or 2 out of there. Okay. Just 1 for each person. Okay, and I'll just have you guys as this groups of 2 over here. So just 1 person each. No questions. 1 person. And then discuss with your partner. What you got? Did you guys get the same question?
Yeah.
We also did. Here, we'll
Here, yeah,
share
you
one.
guys can try.
I think we also had the same question.
Did you guys all have the same question?
No.
Okay.
Which of the changes in your
I don't like using your James. It's just cool. It makes me anxiety. And really such a vibe between two types. You would think that like actually.
basket weaving, that's what reminds me of.
Why?
I like the, it's kind of like going this way, kind of going that way. Feel like, yeah, camera.
Okay, so what questions you guys have?
Yeah.
Bob.
When like the lightness, it's hard to like, how do you evaluate? It's like,
Okay.
the actual darkness of these dots is the same pretty much as the.
Do you think it was successful or
kind of the, especially if it's pen, like, yeah, it's all the same, all the same.
successful? Why do you think it was successful?
Can you use more than one? Yes.
It's good, right? All right, what question?
Like,
Two dots, yeah.
like, the language saw that.
It's gonna help me in my showers class.
I like that.
Is there one you know, or is one that look like absolutely cross hatching?
She says stressful.
Alright. Okay, so what I'm gonna have you guys do?
Yeah.
I'm gonna have you share these guys, what you guys talked about. So see if there's any similarities and differences. So then you guys are gonna talk to these ladies.
Which was your?
Alright, so what were you guys' questions? What did you ask?
Oh, I said three.
That's a three.
That's three. I said.
Yeah, I guess it would be like, cause like, it's
basket
supposed to be
would be
straight lines, you
Okay.
have like a circle.
Because
you look at.
one, it reminds me of picnics.
Reminds you of
I
picnics?
like picnics.
Okay. Did you practice basket
Even like
reading?
sniffling.
So I do, okay.
That one looks a little more like cross
Yeah.
hatching.
I don't know, I think
So
that'd be more like a basket.
you're gonna do a basket,
I,
you're
had
gonna
a
go one,
painting
two,
as
three,
some
maybe
big
four,
cartoon show.
and then you're gonna
Oh my
change.
gosh, that was sniffling, it's
So it's more like more like a checkerboard
Uh,
in a sense. Okay.
We don't have
Much more like a basket line.
Yeah, I know it was, that's what we had to go
Alright,
around
so it's
the
right.
first start. So it changes the value because there's like the size of the dot, the dark
Okay.
of the dot, the shadows. The
Shadows,
bar.
okay, alright. Do you think that if you're using paint, do you think you could use these techniques?
Change the values.
Okay, do you know of another name for
My
this?
scale didn't have very well.
Scale looks like a hair, like, so they just.
You would?
I really like it.
Yes, too. It's called pointillism, so it's an impressionistic
You
style.
know that.
That's it.
There you go.
It's the same other
Did
question.
you get the class, right, like that?
In Spain?
No.
I've never seen.
Yeah.
Alright guys, so our last thing that we're gonna be doing is the quizzes. So if you guys could go to quizzes.com, and my computer will cooperate. Most of our computer freezes when we're doing our last step.
What happened to you? Which computer froze?
Fine.
Your computer froze.
Oh, hey, look at that. Let's go. Yeah, so quizzes, and there'll be a little
Play
link.
live?
If you go to the website, there should be the link for it too. So that Ask Godfrey Art
Or just quizzes.com/join.
or quizzes.com. So this is just gonna see what you guys retained. There might be a few questions that were from yesterday's activity, but do your best that you can. So make sure when you get there, so join.quizzes.com, you enter this code, 612089.
I don't think you actually click the link, just go to that. I made that mistake.
Go there. Okay, so
Oh. I don't want that.
okay. If they do not have an account,
They don't need an account, they just put in the number.
well, theirs is having them.
No.
Join quizzes.
Oh, yeah, so go up here, so go join.
Oh,
So, yeah. Okay, so then refresh the page.
Word thing.
Yeah.
But it's like this.
Go to URL.
There we go.
Shannon, what's your name?
Oh,
You got the flaming skull. Alright, then that's 6-digit code, then you'll be good to go.
Yeah, Nick. Join.quizzes.com.
And quizzes is QUIZIZZ. Yeah. Join group. Join the Amanda, I'm sorry, I'm taking it to your time. Okay, so Cedric there. Shannon, did yours disappear?
No, he's there.
No, he's
Shannon's right there.
Oh, he's right there. I'm just writing it. Otherwise,
We're all here.
you're all here? So can I,
Maybe we could do just the three of us on one
just the
team.
three of you on one team? Yeah, we'll just do that. Okay,
Oh, is yours not going?
It's thinking about it.
Oh, well,
Alright,
it'll
so-
probably let you join, it'll probably just.
here you go, guys. I'm gonna unplug from this. Actually, I'm gonna do this.
So if you hit refresh Nate, you'll be able to join the game on your
Everybody mess around.
Yes.
You're going down.
Alright.
I'm just not gonna be together.
Now Shannon might have a leg up because of my classes.
Ah, Shannon's up. That was one of our doors.
Nate's a late joiner here, we might be making a comeback.
Oh, this way.
Sorry, Shannon.
No, you're gonna see Nate, you're getting them. Yeah. That Randy. Uh-oh,
Chuck Norris.
I'm not good. Ah! This one.
There we go.
Yeah,
I was beating her
Like this.
So okay. Yeah, I think that's like.
Alright, now I'm worried about,
Very better.
yeah, some
It's a little more.
little psych outs over here.
Which I like.
Oh, that was 960. I don't even got it at 960 sometimes. That's not very good.
I got 63.
Shannon, we were worried about you, man. I thought you were gonna be our top competition. What happened? What happened?
I fell apart. I don't even have to complacent.
Would you try to hold on to that lead so bad?
So once Cedric and Nate are done, we'll look through what was missed the most. And I'm actually gonna go ahead and just wrap this up so you have more time. So, great job, you guys. When you guys come into class tomorrow, we're gonna be starting on still lifes. So you guys will get to choose one of these techniques to develop a still life from a photograph of a single object. So, other than that, make sure you clean up your desks and all your materials go back on the counter and you're good to go.
I started hauling it. Yeah.
Alright,
At the end, I started hauling.
Can't beat 100% accuracy though. It's tough to beat 100% accuracy.
That it is.
okay. Well, guys, if you wanna just, I'll walk around and grab like the worksheets and stuff. Pick those up from you and with any questions. Amanda, if you wanna set up, I'm sorry that I took your time so much.
This is stuff.